It was a night unlike any other. A storm raged outside, fierce winds howling through the trees, rain lashing against the windows, and thunder roaring like an angry beast. Alex sat by the dim glow of a single candle, staring at the eviction notice in his trembling hands. He had lost his job 3 months ago. His savings were gone, and now he was on the brink of losing his home. A storm within and a storm outside, both relentless. At that moment, a thought crossed his mind. What if this is the end? What if there's no coming back from this? But life had other plans, because beyond the storm, beyond the chaos and despair, a different reality awaited. The other side of the storm was not the end, it was the beginning. Alex had once been a successful marketing executive, living a comfortable life with dreams of climbing even higher. But when his company downsized, he was one of the first to be let go. It wasn't just the job he lost, it was his identity, his sense of purpose, and his financial stability. At first, he was confident he would find another job quickly, but weeks turned into months, and rejection emails piled up. Each one felt like a fresh wound, a reminder of his failure. His friends, once always around, began to drift away. His landlord, initially understanding, had finally lost patience. One week, Alex, the landlord, had said that morning, "If you don't have the rent, you have to leave." The weight of it all crushed him. He had no plan, no money, and nowhere to go. The storm outside felt like a reflection of his own life, chaotic, merciless, and destructive. That night, as the storm raged, Alex found himself walking aimlessly through the streets, his soaked clothes clinging to his body. He reached the old bridge overlooking the river. Leaning against the railing, he stared at the water below, feeling a pull, a way out. Then, out of nowhere, a voice interrupted his thoughts. "You thinking of jumping?" Startled, Alex turned. An old man, wrapped in a tattered coat, stood nearby. His eyes filled with knowing sadness. "I don't know anymore," Alex admitted. The man sighed and leaned on the railing beside him. "You know, storms never last forever." Alex let out a bitter laugh. "Tell that to my life." The old man smiled. "I will, because I've been there. Lost my business, my family, my home. Thought it was the end too. But you know what? The other side of the storm wasn't as bad as I thought." Curious despite himself, Alex listened as the old man spoke. "I hit rock bottom, lived on the streets. But one day, I realized something. The storm didn't take away everything. I still had my hands, my mind, and time. I started small, selling handmade crafts. It wasn't much at first, but it was a step. One step turned into 2, then 3. Today, I own a small shop, not a big company, not a mansion, but a life, a real life." Alex frowned. "But what if I can't rebuild?" The old man patted his shoulder. "Then start with surviving today. Tomorrow will figure itself out." It wasn't a grand solution, but it was a start. That night, Alex didn't go back to his apartment. Instead, he found a shelter and stayed there. The next morning, he started looking for any work, anything at all. Pride was a luxury he couldn't afford anymore. He took a job washing dishes at a small diner. The pay was barely enough, but it was something. One day, the diner's owner, Mr. Garcia, noticed Alex's work ethic. "You ever done marketing?" he asked. Alex hesitated. "I used to, a while ago." Mr. Garcia nodded. "I've been thinking of promoting this place better. If you can help, I'll pay extra." That was the first break. Alex used his skills to help the diner grow. Slowly, opportunities started appearing. A customer, impressed by his work, recommended him for a freelance marketing gig. One gig turned into more. Within a year, Alex had stabilized his life. He wasn't where he used to be, but he was no longer drowning. One evening, as he walked home, Alex passed the old bridge. The memory of that night came rushing back. The rain, the despair, the old man, and now, here he was, not just alive, but living. The storm had passed. It had left scars, but it had also revealed something important: resilience. Life's storms are never just destruction. They are also transformation. They strip away what is weak, leaving behind what is strong. If you're in the middle of a storm, it might feel like the end. But storms don't last forever. The winds will die down. The rain will stop, and the skies will clear. The other side of the storm isn't the end of your story. It's the start of a new chapter, one where you are stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. So hold on, keep walking, because just beyond the storm, a new beginning awaits.